evening, everybody. Matt Geary here for Geek Pride's Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition campaign, The Legend of Our Sacrifice. With me tonight, we have the usual faces. We have Michael as Tharaval.
Good evening.
We have Wes as Valshul Nostius.
Hey, everyone.
Dave as Thomas Moonstar.
Evening all.
Mark as Lance.
Definitely not Peter.
And Pete is currently driving back from London, so won't be with us tonight, so he will be remotely moved by other people, I think. And Danny currently is still on dealing with baby, so yeah, hopefully she'll be back soon. Right, so let me put the let me stick the tavern music back on, I guess. And then we'll get to where we were.
Did you remember to sample Pete saying I hit it with my axe just in case?
Oh yeah, I should really do that. I should do that. I should do that.
Have like a hot button on your stream deck. You can just push.
I hit it with my axe. I'm trying to find the music that we had. Weather, battle, no, we don't want that. We don't want the tavern music. There we go.
To be fair, it'd be faster to find the music than finding G-Spot, right?
Boom. Okay, so quick, because we haven't been here for a couple of weeks. So a quick roundup of what happened last time. So we had you dealt with the Krakens, you got yourselves back to the Taunt. You'd basically got off, got some of your supplies that the captain had sort of promised Val. They were left at the side of the harbour, or were being unloaded as you sort of kind of made your way into Taunt. You've gone into Taunt and made your way to the sort of kind of main hotel where all the delegates for the for this sort of powwow, this sort of kind of meeting that they're having from all the main sort of kind of nations of Freya to deal with the scourge in the southeast, the corruption. While you've been there, one of the nobles who was a bit of a jackass in general when you're on the boat on the Glory of Marduk has died, and you found out that he was poisoned, and you were found out that he was poisoned by by one of the Mage Guild wizards, and he was provided the poison by one of the delegates from Oos. You're the sort of kind of Viking-esque guys in the west who sort of, for those who remember back to the sort of kind of first sessions, the Oos sort of raided Cragmere and sort of had off with raided Soldan's family's village and killed his family, and sort of captured his sister, I believe, actually, as well. So yeah, so that's that. Draken has interrogated the wizard. The wizard has pretty much blurted out that he was forced to do it because they were going to take his, they were going to sort of take his dragon tower from him. The dragon towers are basically sort of towers throughout Freya that sort of kind of pass sort of messages. So it's a lot faster. You can do fast travel effectively from these areas through portals and send messages as well to other areas quicker through to other sort of kind of dragon towers. And he's sort of in charge of one of the ones off the coast of Balon. Yeah, so is quite upset at this moment in time, as are quite a lot of the other guests. The Kyrelians are pretty much up in arms about their sort of kind of noble being killed in front of them, the wife screaming. There's a lot of ruckus going on. Lady Taunt has barred the door, has got her soldiers to basically bar the doors to prevent anyone from escaping, and that's pretty much where we left it the last time. So from that point on, go. What are we doing?
I honestly can't even remember what we were doing the last time. How far we got and what we.
So you basically all you found out is that he has poisoned. So this wizard has poisoned. This wizard has poisoned a noble. He hasn't told you why. He's basically Val has sniffed out that one of the Oast guys in the south from that contingent was the one who provided the potion, provided the poison. If he knew what was going on, you know, he was speaking basically Oast and.
Did we not interrogate him?
You did, and he
beat him up.
Yeah, and he basically pointed out that the wizard, you know, he'd sold it to the wizard. Basically, he'd sold poison to the wizard. What happened is one of the guys in one of the other delegates, the cloaked guy in the corner, sort of tripped him up. He was going to draw a sword, but he sort of tripped him up, and he fell to the ground. And the sort of mysterious cloaked looking chap in the corner has sort of kind of held him down while you interrogated him.
Okay. And we do know that the wizard is going to have his dragon tower taken away or something, right?
Well, that's
That's
what he's been threatened with.
So we got to find out who was threatening him. I don't want to start us off. Lance, you do it. You're good at talking.
He is. So you can give me, a sort of an insight check to see if you want to see what he's told you something. If you want to give me an insight check to see if he's
that's true.
You see what he's saying is sort of true.
What did I get? Oh, great, yeah.
You're not sure. Neither of you are sure. Does somebody want to roll for Draken and Senway, I guess?
Are we all doing insight or?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, if we're all there.
Well, Tharvol's off. Well, you're sort of kind of off with Taunt. Senway's there. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna say you're not. Give me one for Draken. I'll give you one more for Draken, and then. Oh,
right, so I can't from Draken because I can see his. I think you'll have to do it for Draken.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Insight. Yeah, he's sort of none the wiser. Thomas, I guess you can do one as well, so you're kind of close by.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whee.
Okay, so you're all sort of unsure, but obviously being a fellow wizard, you're sort of kind of aware that he's scared. You know, he's not lying, or you're pretty sure he's not lying. You're pretty sure there has been some sort of threat to his sort of effectively his livelihood.
Ooh,
So Valashul asked the wizard who was threatening to take your wizard tower.
He sort of I'm just trying to do this. He sort of kind of looks at you, and he says, I don't know. I can't even remember what accent I gave him. I don't know his name. It wasn't what accent did I fucking hell? I don't even know what accent.
the wizard.
Wizard. I don't know. Oh no, that's my fucking. What are we gonna give him? What are we gonna? I've been listening to too much the Blade itself, and they're all sort of northern. They're all got like northern sort of like northern accents and stuff.
Gandalf or something like that.
Oh god.
I need to start writing these down, writing down different accents for different people, so I've got some sort of consistency.
Voice changer.
Yeah, consistent. I've got a voice changer, but yeah. I don't know. I was kidnapped on my way to the meeting, and bag put in my head, taken to God knows where. Sorry, God's nowhere, and they told me that if I didn't comply and put this in his drink, that I'd have my tower taken from me. That's my livelihood. That's all I have left in this world.
There's got to have been more to it to make it convincing. Like, anyone could say they'd take your tower from you. What else?
Mm-hmm.
What else did they do?
They let's see. Roll me persuasion.
Can I headbutt him and make an intimidation check?
You can do an intimidation if you want. You can intimidate him if you want. Oh no.
Oh, no.
You're slightly drunk and you sort of
Oh damn! Where's the advantage when I need it? Where's an advantage when I need it?
We were persuading him together.
I'll say you have it with Draken. I'll say you've got your Draken sort of kind of looming over there with you and stuff, so you can have the advantage on the intimidation, because there's no doubt Draken would be going in that direction. He's not going to be doing it in a diplomatic sort of way.
That is Draken being diplomatic.
Yeah, so basically, like sort of Val's sort of kind of talking bollocks, and those two are basically behind him, just kind of doing this sort of with the neck.
About the little bear cub going like that, and then his parents go, he's like,
So he basically explains that they had these. They were going to feed me to these creatures. These sort of tentacled creatures, and
tentacles.
They were going to feed me to some tentacled creatures. I had no option. You have to understand. I didn't know what was in the bottle. I was told to buy it. From one of the delegates from OS and put it in his drink. I didn't know what was going to kill him. You've got to believe me. You've got to believe me.
Yeah, it seems to me that that's a pretty sore excuse for taking a chance like that, knowing what was at stake today. And did you not think that you would be unlikely to have a tower if these talks fail and everything is assumed?
Basically, he says that when something you sort of that is everything you have is threatened to be taken from you, you don't think about others, you think about yourself. And he looks quite ashamed. He looks quite ashamed.
Looks over to one of the guards and says, "Clap this man in irons. He still needs to pay for his crimes." And then goes over to the Ossian guy. Oh wait, does he not speak? Oh shit.
You've got the helm.
Who's got the helm?
The helm of comprehending languages. Yeah.
We've got the helm that allows us to understand.
To understand him.
But if he can't understand common, it doesn't translate what you say into his language.
Right.
Okay. Comprehend.
However,
could we not stuff it on him when he's not looking at it and start talking to him?
Oh my god! Yes. And he's held on the ground, so he can't resist. Let's do it.
Hold on, because you can do that to him, and I still have the spell that I can cast.
That's a good point.
So we can just talk to each other; it'll be fine.
So we'd have a helm of comprehend language on him, and we'd have a speaking voice wizard.
Ask him this. Ask him that.
All right.
But to be fair, we could all talk to him. It's only I could understand him.
It's true.
Oh no! What if Thomas wants a wizard tower?
What wizard tower?
The dragon towers. Dragon
That's
towers.
the one.
Dragon towers.
So
So can Thomas ask the wizard where were you accosted? At what point of the journey were you taken?
He says, if you promise to be lenient with me, I'll show you.
How about if we promise to leave you able to walk
Well,
and pick up your own cup?
I think it would be in everyone's best interest that we deal with this threat before it goes any further.
Are you persuading or intimidating?
Bit of both.
The wizard can still pay for his crimes, but we can at least stop the threat in its tracks before it travels further around.
Your intimidation
My
rolls
intimidation
are not good.
balls at the moment, yeah. I blame it entirely on our paladin being hammered and comedic.
Draken will be brandishing his axe and glaring and snarling.
Yeah,
That's
so
true, yeah.
you get advantage. 15, all right, I guess he sort of, okay, so he, let's just see if I've got this on this map. It's one of the old maps, let me just check. It's on here. Yeah, because he comes from the Flame Fort.
Sounds like somewhere Thomas would like to live.
This fort is on fire.
It may still be. I promise nothing.
Yeah, sorry.
Let's take you to this then. So, yeah. So you're currently in Taunt. You've come from Pure Harbor over to Taunt. He's come from the Flame Fort, which is the sort of main dragon tower in this area.
It's just off the east coast, isn't it?
Yeah.
So did he come from Seaburn, or did he go all the way around to Taunt by sea?
He's gone by sea. He's gone by sea to get to Taunt instead of kind of going over land. So he's gone by sea and he's been taken just sort of kind of let me just see if I could draw this on. He's been taken. In and around there.
So, the ruins of Kibarath were assaulted at the same time as we took Silkside.
They were, but
Has anyone been back there since? Because that would be a good base of operations for pirates who might want to be patrolling that bit of the sea. I think it would make sense for us to go and investigate the south coast of Balon. If we find nothing, then go across to the island.
I can't remember exactly. From because basically Lady Taunt, there wasn't Lady Taunt. Sent her was sent there with a naval force.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there was nothing there, or she kind of went down, and there wasn't a. It was a. They landed, and there was nothing there, or something along those lines. They said it was ruined, but there was nothing there. It was just to sort of split the forces. So she sort of kind of hurried her way back.
Right.
At this point in time, I'd say that would be a false one.
Okay.
But that being said, because there's nothing there doesn't mean there's nothing there now. So
That's true.
It's been a few weeks since then now.
yeah.
Or at least a week.
Visions.
It could well have been that they cleared out of there and
Michael's got a
reinforced
smirk on his
Silkside.
face. What's going on?
It's my friend.
muted?
Oh,
Oh.
am I muted?
Oh no, sorry. Okay.
No.
Oh, sorry.
One of my friends is watching, and she basically said, "Don't negotiate with terrorists. Squash the wee shit you spiked the drink." I said to her, she should be our dragonborn.
yeah.
Oh God, no, because we'd never get any answers out of anyone. They'd be dead. Yeah, we just want to ask him a quick. Oops. Okay. Yep. Danny's still here in spirit then.
None of this faffing about. I'd like to be. Here's the evidence. Slit his throat. Next.
Yeah. I'll be sure he's anyway. Close enough.
Yeah, so he was sort of, it's a rough idea. He was sort of, he basically implied he was going sort of kind of in the because of the wind, the prevailing winds, he was going in that, and the whole idea was to go up round the sort of,
past Dagover.
Yeah, Agover, to get to Taunt. But he was taken there, and he doesn't know where he was taken. He then was stuck on. He was then hooded and stuck on a boat, and sent the Pure Harbor.
Okay.
Actually, no, he wasn't sent to Pure. So I lie. He wasn't sent to Pure Harbor. He turned up after. He turned up afterwards. Sorry, after the Kraken attack.
Right. Okay. So, was he then? Did he just arrive in Taunt and sort of delivered to Taunt by?
Yeah, he was just sort of let on his way and told what to do and told to say nothing, basically.
Okay.
Hmm.
Right. I think we know enough from him.
Time to talk to
It
Viking boy.
does look like we need to talk to Bossman,
Us.
and then we need to go searching for pirates by the looks of it. Yeah.
Target-rich environment, huh?
Well, we know a captain.
You do know a captain.
Whether he wants to let us anywhere near what's left of his ship is another matter.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, so
Did we not pay him for the repairs? God damn it!
you have to pay. You haven't paid him yet. You will be paying. You're paying for some repairs, and you're paying for the guest stay in the hotel as well.
That's right, we are.
For him getting you out of a sticky situation. So he's
If we're not careful, the bar bill as well.
yes, the bar bill too. So that's where you were. Let's take you back down there again.
This is a couple less people drinking now.
Yeah. So the guards have taken have sort of got the wizard and just sort of obviously very mindful that he's a wizard, and Lady Taunt says to them, if he you're on your honor, you're on your honor to not do anything silly, or my men will kill you on sight.
Mm.
So he just sort of kind of nods his head. They've not opened the room or anything. He's just sort of kind of standing there, looking pretty sorry for himself.
If you're taking the wizard into custody, it would be advisory to bind and gag him so that he can't speak as well.
And possibly check his pockets.
Okay. Some of the no, actually, no, it's fine. So what else are you doing now?
So we need to go and have a chat with Eris' friend.
We do indeed.
Right. So you sort of kind of go down to the sort of kind of the south of the room. The Oskai is effectively underneath the boot of a cloaked guy who sort of sees you coming, lets his boot off the guy, and sort of kind of sits back and sort of kind of backs off into the corner again, folds his arms.
Can I just examine? I want to look a bit more closely at our hooded friend. So is that going to be a perception or
Investigation? What are you trying to do?
I just want to see if he looks familiar.
If it's
Bearing in mind your
familiarity, then it's going to be history.
Okay, well that's 0 anyway. Perception is my only one with a bonus. So let's give it a try. I've done worse.
No,
Better than your intimidation rolls.
he's not. He doesn't look familiar to you.
Okay.
He is hooded and stuff, so it is kind of, you're not sort of sure, but you're not really getting much from his features, because it's it's in the evening, it's candlelight and stuff, so it's kind of dark. It's got a hood up, Yeah.
So I just nod to him and say, "Thank you, friend."
He nods back and he doesn't say anything.
Okay, so we turn to our friend on the floor, who's,
So
I'm
we're
guessing,
on it.
yeah. So I step to one side to let the wizard have access.
The other sort of the other what are they? Delegates are quite sort of angry and sort of kind of saying stuff in sort of kind of their native tongue, and they're sort of like, you know, pointing fingers at the guy in the corner and pointing fingers at you and sort of kind of shouting down at him, and he's sort of shouting back.
Mm-hmm. Dave can now tell us what they're saying,
What are they
if nothing
saying?
else.
They're basically going. They're saying, what's the fella's name? Actually, I've got a name on him. Luradrel, they're basically saying, Luradrel, what have you done? What is this? You know, why have they done this? What is the meaning of this? You know, we've come here under we have broken bread with these it's not going to be even Westerners because they're sort of kind of Westerners. We've broken bread with
Foreigners.
Yeah, these foreigners. You know, what have you done? You know what's going on, and he's sort of basically just saying, you know, I've just done what our people always do. We trade with what we have. That stupid old man wanted this. What's the name of the oil? The fuck, what was it called? I can't remember the name of the fucking oil. From
I didn't write it down. Sorry.
Shit, what the fuck?
I thought I had. Sorry, hold on. Not there.
What was the name of the plant I gave it? Whatever it. Fuck. We looked it up last time as well. Whatever it is, basically that. I can't remember exactly the name of the plant and stuff, but it's the stuff that you can. It's the stuff that Gilus used to sort of knock out
Right.
the guards when he sort of was escaping from Tharval's sort of home village, just before he's kind of tried to throw himself off the waterfall. So it's that stuff, and he says, he wanted it and I sold it to him. What's the problem? You know, he's a young sort of kind of, you know, warrior type, pig-headed, generally sort of, you know, he's just had it, and well, that's what he's saying. Sold it. So there's a lot of commotion and sort of kicking off going on in this area.
Okay, so I'll lean into the rest of our party, try not to be overheard, and just say there appears to be a lot of questions for our friend on the floor here, who appears to be feigning ignorance as to what's actually happened. All he believes is that he's sold this flower to our wizard friend.
I turn away and turn to the other the other members of the IS crowd and say, and ask do any of you speak Common? I suppose would be the best term. Can any of you understand me?
They sort of turn around to you, look slightly sort of, what's the word? How would a bunch of Vikings see a warforged? Disgusted. I don't know. Sort of slightly, sort of like, you know, who is this? This thing talking to us, and carry on speaking in their own language. I
indicate to Draken and step closer to them with Draken next to me, and totally fail to intimidate them. I figured that my average had to come up at some point.
The hooded guy speaks and says, my friend, maybe I can help you with this.
Well, you can't do any worse than I'm doing right now.
And he starts speaking oaths to them, and basically tells them that to talk through him to talk to you, basically.
So I
I
turn
will
to
keep the spell going so that I know exactly what's being said and by whom.
trust but verify.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I turn to them and say, your friend appears to have taken part in a murder plot. He's claiming innocence, but our indications from talking to the wizard over there is that he, at the very least, is likely to have had some forewarning to have the oil ready for that wizard to buy from him, which was then used to poison that nobleman to the other end of the room in order to try and derail these talks and to put things off to one side. We've already prevented a separate plot in parallel to sink the ship that he and the rest of us came here on from Pure Harbour, and it appears that someone is putting an awful lot of effort to derail this through some sort of cult that is fond of using Kraken
It's called
and associated.
Alphusis oil. That's Alphusis oil.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, Kraken and other tentacled creatures to how should we put this? Kill, maim, disorientate, disturb, and otherwise. And the Alphusis oil appears to have just simply been one of their tools. But we believe that your friend was part of this, or at least he was pre-warned to make sure he had it ready for the wizard to buy. And we think that he might be able to help us to identify who started this particular string of the plot.
The sort of hooded character sort of translates this to the US delegates, and they start sort of arguing with the guy on the floor again. He insists that the Alphusis oil is just a recreational drug, and it sort of gets you high and stuff. That's it would need to be altered for it to be deadly. So there's basically, when it comes to the sort of the Alphusis oil, let me sort of get the thing here. Alphusis oil is also known as Tears the Ancestors, is a sap that comes from the Alphusis tree, found commonly in the southeast of Freya, mainly in the kingdom of Elathia, but sometimes found in other kingdoms. The sap is on its own harmless enough, and it's been used by many thousands of years as a cure for bad dreams, insomnia. But when heated and refined using specific chemicals and wildflowers, can be used to communicate with the ancestors, or at least that is what is believed. If this communication is real or drug-induced hallucinations is hotly debated, but it is a potent substance. So potent, unfortunately, that too much can lead to madness, tukstas sickness, Tutasha sickness, catatonia, and even death. Is therefore used as a poison of sorts by agents of shadow who would seek to pervert the natural properties of their own malevolent means for their own malevolent means.
Mm-hmm. So just how much of this did you sell to the wizard?
He's basically sort of the guy sort of in the hood says he doesn't want to say, he doesn't need to, he says he doesn't need to talk to you. He is the son of a warlord of Os, and he doesn't need to tell you anything.
I turn to the others and say, you came here to break bread with us and to make a treaty and came in peace, and yet his actions were as far as we can tell, were intended to derail this, and he tars you by association with his false words and his deception.
He sort of translates this. He says that that it is their custom never to show weakness to foreigners. He is a warlord's son. He doesn't need to talk to you, and refuses to talk any further.
So that implies a certain level of guilt.
I'd say that it comes under the old fifth. But yeah, taking the fifth, so to speak, trying not to incriminate himself. I turn to him and say, "What is your position? What are your people's position on? How should we put this? Trial by combat."
You're offering a trial by combat to.
I'm offering to. I'm asking what
That
their
went
position
so well
is.
last time.
You want to ask them that, so you're asking trial by combat.
I'm asking if they have a tradition along those lines, which we could compel him to give us more answers. That he's obviously reluctant to do so.
We can compel him.
Yeah, he says yes, but all trials by combat need to be done. Oh, what's the connection? Has stopped. Have you guys been cut off?
Yeah, I have been cut off.
Hopefully, I'll reconnect. No, I'll say that, yeah. So they'll sort of kind of, they talk among these. Says, trial by combat is sort of a part of their life. A part of their sort of heritage. So yes. You wish to challenge the sort of king, the warlord basically stands up and says, you wish to challenge so obviously speaking through the hooded character, you wish to challenge my son to a duel to the death, and he says some word in Us that sort of kind of means a similar thing.
Do you have a tradition of I would guess first blood, so that he can actually answer our questions afterwards? My intention is simply to see if his honour is worth more than whatever it is he wishes to withhold.
He says,
I believe he's already dishonourable, and I wish to prove it.
So you've called him dishonourable?
Yes. I've called his son dishonourable.
Right.
Great disrespect.
Great disrespect. The hooded figure says, the king is slightly upset. He doesn't like that you've called his son dishonourable. They're in their custom to insult a man is to
insult his family?
Yeah, insult his family. Yeah. So he says, the duel will happen. It is to the death.
Very well.
The guy gets picked up by some of the sort of retainers and taken over to the table with the sort of kind of the father and the mother, and they're sort of kind of still arguing about stuff, quite vigorously. Yeah. Lady Taunt is, while this is happening, is sort of standing there with Tharaval, sort of says to Tharaval, excuse me, and sort of walks over, and she says, she's like, Ranger, we need these men. We need those on our side. They are a fractious, warlike people, and with them raiding on our western flank while we're sending men to the south is not good strategy. We need them on side.
But similarly, unless we can find out how he became involved in this and can trace who's causing this chaos, we cannot trust anybody. We need to figure out where and root out the cause of this poison, or we never know who might drop dead next, or where some hellspawned beast might appear in the middle of a conclave, or who might poison water and hurt our troops, or something along those lines. We have no good choices at this time, madam.
So whereabouts you're all down? Whereabouts are you all situated at this moment in time? By the way, so can you move yourselves to where you are?
I'm where I am. That sounded cryptic.
I can't move Draken because, of course, Draken is Draken.
I'm sure he stood right next to Lance at this point.
Yeah.
Glaring.
So she sort of kind of walked off down here to talk to sort of Lance. Senwix.
Suppose I should probably move down as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so okay, Senway's sort of kind of dealing with the sort of kind of trying to sort of calm down the Kyrelian delegates. Nanook, give me a perception check.
Nanook.
Nanook.
Perception is what is it?
Wisdom.
No, she's sort of kind of snuffling around, eating things she probably shouldn't be eating. And she's not noticed anything. Because there's one of the guards is sort of over here. Okay, I'll just leave that for now. Okay. Okay, so these lot are sort of kind of over here with the sun on the other tenor. This guy sort of standing in the corner of the room. Actually, he takes a seat over there, I think. Give me a perception roll, Tharaval.
Okay.
You notice that he's looking at you.
The guy in the corner.
Yep.
Okay. I'm assuming I can't properly see him or anything like that. No.
He's sort of in shadow. You can give me a give me a history check to see if you can if you recognize him.
Nope. Okay, I'll go over and get a bit of a closer look and say, do I know you, friend?
The figure sort of kind of looks up at you and sort of stands up and pulls down his hood and he says, I thought you would have known your own brother. And he says, I thought you would have known your own brother, Rial. Actually, no, were you Rial or Rin?
I can't even remember.
I
think
Rin was the brother.
Rin was the brother, yeah.
Yeah. No, Rial is Rial the brother? You were Rial?
I think Mike was Rial, and his brother was Rin.
Yeah. Okay.
Because he was calling him Rial.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought you would know. I thought you would know me, and he takes it off and it's like the other sort of it's like a mirror image of each other.
Tharaval, he is completely taken back. At the same time, he's unable to sort of hide his emotion. He embraces his brother. He just throws his arm around him and hugs him.
Yeah, they sort of there's a sort of a slight reticence in his sort of in your embrace, obviously, and then he sort of kind of fully brings it in and sort of and hugs you back. He says, I have been tracking you for a long time, brother. I am glad I have found you. I need your help.
And I you, brother. I am glad to see you're in good health. I was unsure of your whereabouts, but I never stopped believing that you were still alive. We have much to talk about and much to catch up on. What it is? I you're my brother. I owe you everything. What is it you need help with? What is it you need my help with?
He I'm just thinking, well, just before he sort of says anything, you hear a scream from behind you, and the wizard who was sort of being being sort of kind of shackled and stuff, is lying dead on the ground, or is lying on the ground.
Bleeding.
Fuck.
Oh boy. This would probably be
Will
a good
everyone
time
stop
to check
getting
him.
shot?
Now what?
Apparently, death is catching today.
Yeah.
Okay, so I call out to Senway and ask to get her attention
Yeah.
from across the room, and see if I indicate towards the wizard, and see if she can, in order to ask her to have a look.
I'll do the same. I'll head over and check him out.
Yeah, okay, no. Yeah, so you can give me a what are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm checking him over to see what's happened with him. Is he alive? Is he just collapsed? Is he dead? Is he injured? Is he physically damaged?
Roll me medicine. You're not sure.
Just made him worse.
Yeah.
This man is a dog.
I'm just going to see if he's breathing. Oops, I fell on top of him and crushed his ribcage.
Senway walks over, and she says, "This man is dead. This man is dead. I feel not by physical means either."
Can I search him?
Yeah, you can search his dead body if you
Rifle
want.
through the pockets of the corpse, why don't you?
As a criminal, you're allowed.
Absolutely. I mean, he's proven himself untrustworthy. I just want to see if he's got any artifacts on him that might have been triggered remotely.
Reanimate him and let's ask him some questions.
Well, I mean, one step at a time, Wes.
This is coming from your paladin, alright? God wills it.
God wills it. Bahamut wills it. Oh wow, that's you search while you're searching through his pockets. You sort of unfortunately he's not wearing any underwear, and you sort of kind of grab his junk. You just kind of go, "What's this?" and then sort of start fondling his corpse balls.
Oh god!
Are they at least normal?
When you said necromancer, I didn't think necrophilia.
A necro-romancer.
Hey, whatever gets you through the day, dude, just keep it to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, so you don't find anything bar his balls, basically. So
Is he well hung?
And they have
the guard he was sort of kind of beside him, sort of kind of looks at you as you're sort of fondling around his balls, and sort of looks at you strangely, like, is that what wizards do? Is that what wizards do? They're dead.
That's where the
Towers
power
are
is.
I suppose those towers are awfully lonely, aren't they?
You can tell a lot about a wizard by the size of his wand.
Oh dear. Oh, I was gonna do something, but I forgot now.
Oh god. While they're doing that, I turn back to keep an eye on the earth and make sure that our friend is still there.
Yeah, he's sort of kind of surrounded by this the Karelian delegation. They sort of are sort of kind of hovering around sort of now where everybody is around the body, and the wife sort of says, "Good, that old bastard. He killed my husband. The king will hear of this. The king will hear of this. One of you is a murderer, and we've sent men down to the south to help you, and this is what we're repaid. We come here under good terms, and now this. My husband is dead. The king will hear of this." And they start to try and leave.
No.
Well, the soldiers are still barring the doors.
I turn and I raise my voice and say, "You seem to be missing the point. He was forced under threat to kill your husband. Therefore, if you leave now and cause problems, we may still never catch the person who actually wanted him killed, and who undoubtedly intended for you to leave this and remove support from the pact. So, is your husband's life worth so little that you would do what his murderers wanted?"
Roll me persuasion.
Oh shit, this is gonna hurt.
Come on. Come on.
You can have advantage on it because there'll be somebody else. Who have you got? Yeah, all right, okay. Yeah, okay. She sort of kind of looks back at some of the other delegates and they sort of kind of mumble together. Lady Taunt sort of kind of steps in and says, the ranger speaks the truth. This is exactly what the agents of darkness are trying to do. They're trying to divide us. This has been instigated for this very purpose. If you go and speak to the king, and we send no men to the front, then they have won. We must figure this out, and we must be undivided on this.
I step up to stand next to her and say, "Every man you keep back here brings the enemy a league closer to us, and kills many, many more in their stead. Would you say that your husband would be so happy that, in addition to him dying, that he risks you being killed at your own hearth?"
Roll me. What's it gonna be? Where is he? 1 minute. Let me have a. It's going to be... Yeah, it's just going to be a persuasion roll again, I guess.
Come on, Mark, be the dice. Be the dice.
Yeah, I'll give you the advantage on it because you're sort of you got Lady Taunt and stuff beside you. She's, she doesn't know who you are, and she's, really sort of, her husband's just dead. She's not died. She's not exactly sort of overly happy about the situation, but they're not leaving at this moment in time. But there's still lots of sort of kind of mumblings and people sort of speaking to her to sort of kind of to leave and to talk to the king, and she's sort of currently delayed.
Yay. I turn to Lady Taunt and say, I know that you're not the biggest fan of the direction I took with Yus, but we need to find out what the Sun knows. And my gamble is here that with their focus on honor and family honor, that the risk of dishonoring his own family by losing the trial by combat might be enough leverage for them to force him to talk to us.
The Tharavol's Rial speaks to you and says that you don't understand the Oaths. They would sooner die than dishonor their family. That's their son will have to fight you, and if he dies, he dies.
You appear to know these proud folk, brother. Is there anything you can tell us that could help us find the information that we need? You help us, and I will for sure help you.
He just think, how am I going to do this? So you're basically trying to find a way
force the Sun to give up information that could lead us to the source of the plot, especially now that we've slain the wizard.
Tharavel turns to Lance and say, "Why couldn't you just challenge him to an arm wrestle?"
I have
honestly,
but not yet.
I just
The pride will be intact, even if they lose and nobody dies, although they may break an arm.
How about if Draken argues with me and is seen to push me aside and challenges him in my stead to an arm wrestle or something, not to the death? Would that work? Do you think that would work?
The Rial goes over to the Rial goes over to the to basically the sort of leaders, the mother and the father, and starts speaking to them. He comes back and says that obviously they are an honourable people. They must be they must seem to be seen to be strong, and to come out of this with honour intact. If you can find a way for that to happen, so they don't have to lose face, then they will happily oblige. But otherwise, the duel is on, and it will be to the death.
Drinking contest.
That would work. I can't drink. I can't get drunk. I turn to Tharavel and say, might I ask that you possibly might assist me here, my friend? In that I'm willing to bet that should we challenge him to, for example, an archery duel, our best versus himself, then neither side needs to kill each other, but they can be seen to have taken part in a challenge and lost honourably against someone without having to sacrifice their son.
I'm fine.
I did
sacrificing their son. Let's just say.
Tharavel walks towards Lance as he pulls out his bow and said, "I didn't come prepared."
I'm sure that we can manage to arrange something. I turn to his brother and say, "Do you think that would suffice? Should we suggest an alternative challenge that doesn't require bloodshed, but is simply a test of skill and prowess?"
He goes back over and starts speaking to them. So he goes back. Actually, roll me a persuasion with advantage, basically to say what he's saying to them, basically. So see if they'll sort of agree to it or not. Who's got better persuasion than this?
Most people, to be fair, I'm
Nobody.
-1.
Yes.
I'm minus 2.
What about you, Val?
I think Draken is
I've only
like
got
our most
one.
persuasive, isn't he?
He
From
is.
memory.
Dragon's the most. It's either Dragon is using
Oh, no, I've got
persuasion or I use deception.
Okay, so Draken, we'll roll his persuasion then. Where's Danny when you need her? Oh fuck, he's not helping either.
What's Senway got for charisma?
I don't think she's particularly high.
So I'm just having a quick look.
She's got.
She's got 1,
Yeah.
so not great. I was just thinking in terms of her being obviously in favour of people not dying and all.
Yeah. Okay. So persuasion of 14 was your highest.
I can investigate him into submission.
Oh shit! Christ.
Oh, how am I going to do this? Do I want the force?
If he's being persuasive and Dragon were to look threatening and intimidating, would that help? In that, it would seem like a better option not to be fighting with the angry Dragonborn? Or would that be counterproductive
I think
with a
that-
macho, honor-bound sort
Yeah,
of culture?
I think they would really love that.
Yeah, it was a thought.
Okay, I'll
I was actually just about to come up with something there, but
go on then.
I don't know if it's well, no, because no, I was gonna pretend that I actually don't really know who Lance is and sort of play the sly as if
Except, of course, we've been
he
chatting
likes
backwards and forwards.
yeah,
for the
exactly.
last
So it's like,
hour.
we're chatting away. So I was going to say, what we could do is have an archery contest and use the walking tree as a target with an apple on its
Oh.
head.
Great. Cheers to that, mate.
But no, I because we've already been talking and everything like that, it doesn't.
How
make any
about
sense.
we sweeten the pot and we say that if they will do so, I will hold the target.
Or we wait till morning. I get the spell of compel truth or whatever it is, and then I interrogate him in the dungeon, get the truth
Yeah.
out of him, and then we just choose someone who'll lose the fight to him, so that he wins honor intact.
Or you'll roll about 15 ones and we'll be stuffed.
You're
Maybe,
also
but
assuming
still.
he's not going to be killed in the next 5 minutes. As
Exactly.
Well as everyone else
I'll
is.
sleep. Oh, that was gonna come out wrong.
Rial goes over to the group and sort of starts speaking to them. He comes back and says they have no interest in archery. It's his sword or axe, or I informed them that the Warforged over there's language is hard to understand, and he may have implied a trial by drink. But obviously he can't drink, so you would have to have a replacement. So somebody is going to have to take on drinking a drinking contest.
Actually, not common.
It's got the greatest
highest-
constitution.
Draken,
I mean,
probably.
I can also
Yeah.
cure myself of any sort of alcohol or drugs.
I suspect if you get caught doing magic, they'll probably beat the snap out. That's not
Not
out of you.
magic. I just cry black.
Yeah.
That
That's-
won't look at all magical then? No, not
any-
at all. Slate?
in
I'm a
way
magical
obvious.
being. That's just what drink
Uh,
does. It makes me sad.
It makes me sad with black ink. I'm all emo.
I-
Gets me all emo.
Yeah, full on My Chemical Romance.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Kraken,
So-
probably.
I suspect Draken would probably be the most likely to be able to
I should imagine
keep that up.
the guy with the highest constitution.
Okay.
So, a drinking contest with a dragon.
Yeah.
That sounds manly enough
They-
for
oh, yeah.
everyone, doesn't it?
The dwarves sort of kind of over here the sort of idea of a drinking contest. Oh, drinking contest, great. Okay, let's go. And start ordering a barman. Get these men some drinks.
Oh, so we turn around to Draken and say, hate to say this, we need you to step up and take one for the team.
Well, there's one eating
He
contest.
goes. I hit it with my axe.
No, not quite this time.
Not
No axe, just lots and lots and lots of drink.
Okay. All right. So right. So drinking contest.
Pete's gonna kill us.
I should have forced the drink, but he kinds over. So he pulls over. No, no, I'm not gonna do that. Or could I do that?
God.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. I'm gonna do this. Right. So, the barman is called over, and they ask for nine drinks, drinks of the strongest mead.
Oh, bugger. I
Um,
know where this is going.
he then gets a he then gets the Althusis oil, and he places a drop. He places I'm just trying to think how to do this. He places he basically pours some of it into one of the cups, into one of the cups, and he then sort of has the barman sort of switch them round, forcing Draken and the sun to look the other way. He then places them on top of the bar and makes them choose a drink.
This is gonna go badly, isn't it?
Can I use my spell to detect poison and give the nudge to Draken to pick which one?
You can try, but if you get caught, bear in mind this is
I'm just
global
gonna tell my
global
friend.
global diplomacy as well. But
This is also a matter of
plot
honour.
intrigue. Plot
Um,
intrigue. It's all fine.
Valashul, that fear of yours, isn't there something about acting honourably?
This is honor. Honor.
Mm.
It's a matter of perspective.
here, let him do his thing. I'll tell you. I'll let him know if his spear thinks he's being
Alright,
dishonorable or
so-
not.
I'm gonna cast detect poison and disease.
So what is it? Is it vocal, one action, say it, Ralph?
Chemicals, Anthony.
Concentration up to 10 minutes. Presence and location of poisons. Right, okay. Alright, okay.
And then, do I have to do anything to give like the knowledge to Draken of which cup is poisoned or laced?
Well, you know which one it is now. It's just that he's sort of standing. You're going to have to. They're both standing in front of the bar. Ready to choose which cup to drink.
Right.
Anyone speak Draconic?
I
Yes.
can.
think so from
I
memory.
can.
Oh.
Think. Or can I?
Yes, I have Draconic, Elvish, Orc, Common, and Celestial.
The
No, I
Oss
don't.
fight the Drake people though, don't they?
Yes, they do.
So they might speak the same language.
Mhm.
I was going to say you could tell him in Celestial, and then Lance could tell him in Draconian.
Yeah, that wouldn't quite work though, because they'd obviously we have the
Understand.
issue that they'll probably understand Draconic.
Okay, does Draken understand Celestial?
No, he doesn't.
Right, can
What
we give him
does-
the Helm of Comprehension before he starts
Not-
as like a
not-
memento?
Not
No.
subtly, no.
Yeah, well, just
It
bear
might
in mind
show
if you
up.
start interfering with things,
They're gonna call time, probably with something big and sharp.
Can I just be like, he needs his lucky helmet, and then put the helmet on him?
right. I'm gonna draw. I'm just gonna go 1 to 9 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. Hang on a minute. Why is my fucking pen died on me? Oh, there we go. Okay, it is in goblet number. Okay, so I've chosen which one it's in. I need you to roll a dice. I'm going to roll a dice. Somebody roll a dice for Draken. This is who's going to drink first.
Which dice? What kind of dice?
D20. So he's got a 15. So he's choosing to go first, and he is going to go for. There is no D9.
D9.
So
Have a D10 and a reroll on 10.
yeah, D roll. He's going to go for number 7. So he picks up. He goes over to goblet number 7. Picks it up. Looks at Draken. Looks at his family. Shouts something in Us, and necks it. Everybody sort of kind of is very quiet.
He shout before he
enough-
drank it, just out of interest.
He shouts, I don't know, I haven't done enough in Ouse culture to sort of kind of start thinking of stuff.
But I know what he said, god damn it.
He says,
Matt didn't.
he says, to the halls of the ancestors. There you go. To the halls of the ancestors. So he necks it. Nothing happens. He just drinks it. Sort of turns it over, knocks it down, and looks at Draken and laughs, and then sort of kind of steps back and sort of puts his hand across the drinks. Which one are you going for?
So someone else wants to roll the D10 this time.
You don't have to roll it. You can just choose. You guys can choose. I have to roll it because I know which one it is. You guys can choose.
What do you reckon, guys?
Should we just roll a d10?
Yeah.
I think that if we go with the rolls,
If
it
we
makes
do-
it a bit more
if-
interesting.
yeah, if we go with the rules, it also means none of us have actually chosen.
That's true.
8.
Right, so yeah, Thomas got there first.
Oh.
Okay. Draken. Draken sort of goes over with zero fear, just picks it up, opens up his gullet, knocks it back, throws it down on the ground, and steps away. Nothing happens. The dwarves are going mental at this moment in time. They're going, "Oh, fucking brilliant!" Just sort of kind of clapping, cheering, and stuff. Yeah. Nothing happens. Okay.
Whereabouts
Sunny.
is are the drinks, by the way?
They're
On
on
the
the
bar.
they're on the bar. We'll say they're sort of kind of at the southern part of the bar.
Hmm.
Uh,
What does the S in components stand for?
Somatic. It's
What's that mean?
it's wiggly fingers and actions and shit.
Right. Okay. Balashul pretends
Says the
to
wizard.
Number
Yeah.
nine.
Little
He
religious hand gesture.
he picks up the next one. Number 9. Necks it. Nothing happens. Same again. Throws it down. Walks off.
Where's his turn then? Roll the dice.
There's only 6 left, so roll me a d6.
Why am I getting good rolls on these? Can I sense which one it is then? Like when he picks it up? Is that what we're doing?
You can, and
Right.
it's the one he's just picked up.
Alright, Valashur makes a little hand gesture and casts this.
Oh, very good. Okay. Unlimited food and drink within 5 feet radius, spread a center point of your choice within range, purified and rendered the free of poison disease. Ah, very good. I like that. Okay. All right. So he necks it.
Because everyone will be looking at Draken, won't they? They won't be looking at Wes.
Yeah. Let me just roll a dice to see if there's any sort of anybody picks up on your. No. I'll just say nobody's really. All right. Cool. You're fine. If it had been a higher roll, I'd have.
I am the antitoxin.
Yeah. Okay, so Draken, sort of not knowing any of this is going on, just sort of necks the drink and carries on. So this sort of, now we know that it's gone. This sort of kind of goes back forth. So he chooses one, Draken chooses one, he chooses one, Draken chooses one, then it leaves one left, and the son sort of knowing that, well, in his mind, that it's the last one, therefore must be the poison. Must be the poison. The father sort of looks at him and sort of like, you have to drink this. Like, he's sort of going, he does, he's looking a bit sort of sheepish, but he sort of kind of looks back at his father and goes to sort of pick up the drink to drink it. I'll let you sort of try and resolve this situation before he does that, because obviously one of two things is going to happen. He's going to drink it and nothing's going to happen, and then there's going to be questions.
But then there's going to be questions as to why it was poisoned in the first place.
Well, no, why it's not knocked anyone down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so basically they've put the poison in there because it's not just a drinking. There is a trial by combat, so they've gone a trial by drinking, which means they've added the poison in there and stuff. So
oh no, I missed that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops. I'm sabotaged.
So basically, he's going to drink it, and nothing's going to happen, and then they're going to think something's up, and therefore it's going to kick off. So you can. There's
I nod to Thomas subtly and indicate towards the drink, being as he's the least resilient looking member of the party, and we now know that it's not poisoned, for him to go over and go over and take it up.
I'd go grab it, neck it, and fall over.
Pretty much, yeah, but not die.
Well,
And to make it very clear that even the least physically robust of us is braver than the son.
It's not how you bear in mind. You want to give him some. Bear in mind, you want to give them some honor. If you take that from him, I should be telling you this. If you take that from him, you're going to disgrace them, and they're not going to be impressed.
Yeah, that's true.
You have to do it in a way so they keep their honor, or they're going to make him drink it, and hope basically to the fact that lose their son effectively. But he's not, because he's going to drink it and nothing's going to happen because you've dispelled it.
Shit. My bad, boys. I'm helping.
The road to hell is lined with good intentions. Is that how it works again?
Not for me. I'm from heaven.
Oh God. Shit.
Oh no.
right.
I can't burn in hands and wipe them all out.
Can't think of a way out of this.
No.
Can Thomas stick his staff between Draken's legs and trip him so that he falls and knocks the drink out of the other chap's hands?
I was going to suggest mage hand, but there you go.
Yeah, that'd be a bit
We still need to
obvious.
think of a way that he keeps his honor. So he's spilling the drink, they'll just say, fill up
Start
another
again.
one, and pour it in.
How hard is Mage Hand able to act? Could we
It can-
smack him over the head with it
It
and make
can
him
move-
pass out?
It can carry up to 5 pounds, so probably not strong enough to.
No.
See, I do have the feign death spell, but it has to be cast on a willing participant. I can't just cast it on someone and have
Yeah.
them collapse.
So we
Which was part of my plan originally.
whoops.
Oh god.
Can we ask the audience or get a 50-50 on this?
No, I don't think it's going to be quite that easy, is it?
Please, Matt. I'm sorry.
So
This is
basically, you're.
Wes outsmarted himself.
Well, no, I don't think it's a
And the
bad
rest of
thing.
us.
It's just like because Draken was going to drink that and he would have died. So,
True.
Imagine if Draken died while Pete wasn't here.
yeah. So, sorry, Pete. So we killed your cat. We made you do a drinking game, and we killed you by mistake. So,
Wow. What is the drink they've poured?
it's just mead, some strong mead.
How strong?
I don't know, like
you might argue it's probably not very-
tenant super strong. I don't know.
Can I point something out to you? Alcohol is a poison. Somebody has
Uh-oh.
Then
purified
talking
You
and
can't do
rendered
this
free
to
of
me.
poison.
You can't do this. don't do this to your own party member.
So you've
So
dispelled.
basically, he's
So it's not
rendered
even
the
alcoholic
mead
anymore.
water. He's rendered the mead water, basically.
Okay.
Honey.
It's gone fat.
That throws my plan out. Then I was going to cast enlarge on it as he drank it and have him drink 4 times as much booze in one shot, and see if that knocked him out.
Well, he's
Sorry, I
pretty-
just thought I'd mention this.
he's pretty drunk now.
Oh
What
god.
else?
Could I mage hand rip him up as he drinks it?
So he falls over and knocks his head, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, how is that going to help his honor though?
Well,
it'll
so
look-
he drinks,
it looks
he
like
falls over and passes out, but then gets back up again.
Then
after a
Senway
moment or three.
magically heals him and brings him back.
Or he drinks it, survives, and his honor is withstood because he think he's hard as fucking nails that he can withstand poison.
Or he's seen to stagger and collapse because he's knocked over by Mage Hand, but when he recovers, it looks like he was just hard enough to take it.
Everyone's going to be watching him, not his feet.
Okay, that sounds plausible. So how are you going about it then? How are you going about this? How is your You're
Okay. As he drinks it,
Yep, his
I'm gonna raise a cheer. So I'm assuming we've learnt his name at some point by
I'm
now.
assuming you're getting Senway in on this, so she can sort of.
Yeah. So we've been quietly discussing this, and then her son is going to go and have a quick word with her.
Am I?
Yes.
yes.
What am I saying?
Explain what the fuck's going on.
I don't even know what the fuck's going on.
So I think basically the plan is,
Trip
as he
up,
drinks
man,
it,
that drink.
trip him up so it looks like he's just drunk and fallen over.
Perfect.
Senway to sort of
Takes him over.
wants him over and kind of go, this is to sort of sniff the glass like it's sort of, oh, that's horrible poison, and oh my god, you must be
And
super fort, you must have the constitution of a
of an ox, whereas he
Yeah.
gets back up again, having apparently drunk this crap.
Right, Valishor navigates to his mother and conveys the plan then.
hmm
My cat's gone or somewhere in this room. Pissing somewhere. Okay, so how are you doing this without being seen?
So
I'm
As he takes the
everyone's in
drink-
The crowd.
we're going to start a cheer to distract everyone from Dave wiggling his fingers. As he chugs it,
We
and
chug.
then
I will
And
use
he's-
it to knock the back of his knees in so that he collapses.
so he staggers and collapses as he finishes the drink and holds it up. and then Stoneway goes over to check him out, and he gets back up, having proven he's hard as nails, and having survived.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Someone saw me.
Okay. It happens as you say. The it happens as you say. He sort of the father basically gives him the nod, and he sort of kind of takes in one deep breath, sort of knocks it back. But as he does it, he sort of kind of gets tanks it to the ground. As he's sort of lying on the ground, he sort of kind of looks around himself, like there's nothing wrong. Senway sort of kind of runs over, and sort of kind of takes the glass, and he says something in us. Rial says he says, why is he not dead? And she says, I don't know why. This is, she throws the glass, she throws the cup away, with a sort of kind of like a grimace on her face, sort of, and she sort of kind of, if I may sort of, have a look at you. I'm a healer. And so Rial sort of explains it to him. The father sort of gives the nod. She then exclaims that he, bar being slightly more inebriated than he probably would be, his mighty constitution has saved him from this poison. He has survived this trial of death. Insert Us god. What's the name of the Norse god? Tyr, I think, is it Tyr? Yeah. One of the sort of Tyr. Tyr blesses him with strength, and he gets up. And sort of there's a loud sort of kind of noise coming from the retinue of the Us. The dwarves are going mental and sort of generally sort of kind of loving the whole thing. There is a sort of actually no, that's roll me a perception check.
Everyone.
Yeah, give me a perception check. Yeah, Val and Tharval, you sort of kind of noticed that one of the other delegates sort of has a bit of a smirk on her face, as if she knows what's happened, but she's not said anything. So they all sort of...
We've got a job to do.
They all sort of get up and... yeah, so everybody's cheering the sort of it would seem that the sort of the Us the son, he sort of gets up and sort of kind of slaps Draken on the back and says you've bested me, but I am strong and mighty. Tyr blesses me. I am a god, and sort of, and Draken says, "I bow to no god," as he generally does and stuff. And then he carries on drinking with his family. Senway sort of comes over to you and says, "You do know that idiot is going to drink some poison at some point in time and isn't going to get up this time round."
Would serve him right, surely.
I think at this stage we just got to hope. Yeah, at this point we just work in the assumption that he probably would have done something like that at some point anyway, because he seems to have more testosterone than he has IQ points. We do, however. No, I was talking about the other guy.
She says, "Might I suggest we take him to the side and tell him what's happened. Because she doesn't want him to sort of do anything silly and get himself killed. She's worried that he's going to now he thinks he's impervious. It's like in Rick and Morty where the guy thinks he's impervious to acids and he gets himself into the acids. So she doesn't want him to essentially sit there and go off and start taking this stuff again and die, because that would be on her.
As our most accomplished liar, might I suggest that Tharavel point out to him that that Tyr may have blessed him tonight, but he may be taking too many chances to keep on relying on Tyr being beneficent to him, since someone has deception coming out of his you-know-whats.
That's not deception, that's being honest.
Yeah.
Well, no,
the thing is, you could tell him the truth. In the end, he thinks he's regained his honor. As long as the family don't realize, maybe take him off to the side somewhere and...
we still need to get the truth out of him as well. So,
Well, yeah. So how about we point out to him that we can show that what has happened, but we'll say that we detected someone else doing the magic, and that he obviously, we would imply that he had someone assist him in faking it out, which would dishonor his whole family and himself.
Should the truth be known.
Yes.
That's quite devious.
That is a lie, and that is something that someone could put up with deception check.
What are we doing, sorry?
We're going to tell him that we know, or that we can tell him that if we don't find out from him what we need to know, we're going to reveal that he had somebody can't clear the poison.
Yeah, to assist him.
Yeah.
And make it look like his honor could be tarnished.
So Tharavel is going to go over and pick up the glass that he used.
Mm-hmm.
I assume there's still going to be some remnants of the drink still in it.
Yeah.
He's going to back in the.
He's going to wander over to the guy.
He's going to bring him over, and he's going to hold. Well, in the corner, he's going to stand him in the corner, and Tharavel is going to run his finger around the glass and put the residue. The residue in his mouth, and taste it, and look him dead in the eye.
Wouldn't it be unfortunate if everybody found out that you didn't drink poison, but still took the credit for it anyway?
Yeah.
Okay. That's not deception though, that's more intimidation though, isn't it?
Well, if he does it in such a way, say, I saw your accomplice cast the spell.
I know what you did.
What we need is to offer him the helm to put on so that you can understand what Tharavel will say.
Well,
how about if the wizard came with him
Mm-hmm.
and simply translated?
Can do
All
that.
the wizard has to do the wizard doesn't have to look convincing. Tharavel has to look convincing. It's just he has to hear the right words.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Does to me.
so surely my actions.
Yeah, your actions and your body language will tell him most of it, but by having Thomas with you to translate the words, that will make sure he gets the point. Does that make sense?
So Tharavel's going to hold. He's going to hold the glass up. He's going to put his finger around the glass, the finger into his mouth,
And swallow
it, point at the Us guy, and shake his finger at him.
Mm-hmm.
You could just get Rial to translate for you if you wanted, by the way.
That's a good point.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Go for it.
We're not used to having helpful people around, you know?
I've actually figured out he's not. I'm Rial. He's Rin.
Okay, Rin. Okay, yeah, sorry, Rin.
Yeah.
Rin. Yeah.
Well, what do you think? What do you think then, Tharavel?
So right, let's see how we're going to word this. So again, right, so he's going to do the actions. He's going to shake his finger and say,
I saw what your compatriot
Yeah.
did, and I saw him give you the sign that it was safe. Wouldn't it be unfortunate if your family found out in front of everybody else?
It's not even that. I think basically we say you haven't drank poison
We
at
know-
all. You've done.
We know you didn't drink the poison. We know that your family will be dishonoured if it comes out. What would it cost for us to stay silent?
See that's intimidation. Whereas if I'm
Yeah.
just sort of using deception to sort of say that we know what he's going on and then get him to offer us.
Okay, that's a good point. Yeah.
Mhm.
What are you saying to him?
So basically, doing the action and saying I know, yeah,
I know, and you know.
I
That
know
wasn't poison.
You've had somebody fix this drink to redeem your honor. There's no poison in this.
Yeah. So was it? I know, and you know that wasn't poison. Now that's not very honourable. That wasn't very honourable, was it?
Is that deception though? That's not deceiving him though.
It is deceiving. Well,
We're accusing him of knowing
if
it wasn't poison all the way along. That's the implication there, isn't it? Is we're saying that you went for it and you knew you and we know, and I know, and you know that wasn't poison, and that's really not very honourable.
Okay. All right. Okay. Roll deception.
this is where it fails. After all this, it's gonna fail. God.
But you still have that ring.
Oh God.
With this, does he get advantage for this, or
No, because he's the only one with like a high deception roll. And what are your deceptions like? Well, maybe yes. I'll say because Rin, as is now,
is looming with him
yeah, and he's basically the double of him and stuff. So yeah,
and
okay.
has already knocked him on his ass a couple of times.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Okay. You got him advantage. He looks sort of. He sort of starts getting slightly angry, but then sort of hushes himself slightly because he realizes his family might overhear him. And he says that basically says bullshit that he would have he would have taken that poison and he would have died and stuff. And he's very he's sort of annoyed that you would insinuate that he would try to do something like that. And he said he's like I will take more poison then to show that you are liars.
How many times can that spell be cast again, Val?
What which one?
Your poison one.
I don't know. I don't think I've got any spell slots left.
Have you used all your spell slots up already?
I don't know if I didn't.
You
reset
haven't.
them.
I suppose you got to reset them because you were sort of resting and things. So, but yeah, he's just sort of he's you've deceived it. But yeah, you've deceived him to say that that's happened. He's basically saying, well, I wouldn't have done, this is bullshit. I wouldn't have done such a thing. It wasn't me. I will prove that. I will prove that there was poison in this. Give me more, and I will do it.
Is this the point where we point out that could keep happening for a while and he'd never be entirely sure? Or would that not be deception? That would be intimidation then, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Is this a good point for me and Draken to wander over and start looking intimidating?
But if too many come over, bear in mind
Yeah.
his family and stuff, it's sort of
Exactly, yeah.
so
Arval looks to Real and says, "Please talk some sense into this man. There is no need for his life to be lost because of
his
his
family's
pride,
honor.
or his family's honor because of his pride. As it stands, he has his pride. He has his family's honor.
All we want to know is...
All we want to know is what we've asked, and then we will leave him be. Nothing will be said. His honor will be intact."
He speaks to the Usman, sort of kind of puts his arm around him and sort of kind of starts speaking to him. There's a bit of toing and froing, but after sort of some explanation, the Usman sort of slowly nods his head and looks over to his family, who are sort of kind of celebrating. And he basically says, I have told him not to try any more poisons in the near future, least he end up like the wizard over there. Not like the wizard, like the nobleman over there. But as it is, play it up as you wish. You will be warlord soon. This story will be your the story will be your
legend.
Your legend, your saga. This legend will be your saga. Live on it. And take advantage of it. But speak no words of it. And he sort of begrudgingly agreed, and sort of nodded his head.
So what do we need to know of him?
We need to know if someone contacted him to let him know the wizard would be buying the poison from him.
He says that some tattooed men showed up on when they entered the city. Some tattooed men showed up when they entered the city, and offered to... What did they do? They basically bribed him, gave him some money, and because he's got a lot of sort of gambling debts and things like that, they gave him some money, and all he needed to do is make a bit more money by selling this to a wizard that will approach you in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
Does he have any idea where they came from, or?
All he knows is it was in the streets of Taunt on their way from the port to the hotel, and he was stopped on the way, and all he knows is sort of kind of tattooed men.
Is Tom worth Faravorm at the Thieves Guild?
Yes.
Could we not see if they have any sort of?
Are they not?
All the thieves have left.
All the drivs they were driven out.
We took them to the fort.
They're all in Camber Fort now.
So nice try, Wes. You're about a couple of weeks behind.
Yeah,
that was one of my successful deceptions where I got them to leave, telling them.
Who has the sending stones?
Oh, do you know these tattooed fellas?
Did we not leave the sending stone with Danny when she buggered off?
Possibly. One. I know one's with the engineer at the fort.
Yeah, but I think the one we had was with Danny, and in the Galandra bra. So no, we don't have a communication option to talk to the thieves.
No.
Because the thing is, we took most of our contacts with us to populate the fort. Remember?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, we could always ask the guards who are the most notorious, or if they've seen any sort of tattooed gangs or something.
It shouldn't be difficult to see people with tattooed face. Oh, when it says tattooed, ask them, are they tattooed on the face, tattooed faces, or?
Yeah, I agree. They were tattooed on the face, odd sort of tentacle-looking tattoos.
Yeah, but people wandering around in cloaks and stuff is not unusual, is it? Hell, we've done it enough times so far the last time
Half your
here.
face is a noticeable thing,
Yeah.
cloaked or not. Somebody's going to have seen them, I would expect, but
I think that would be something that Lady Taunt would be better off pursuing with the guard than ourselves, though, because she has more standing. So we'd be better off talking to her about that
Me
now.
and Captain Anders are close friends, all right. We fought on the front together.
Yeah.
And he's also got a reason to not be a big fan of the cultists, considering they tried to kill him.
Exactly.
And sailors aren't known to gossip.
He's an aged captain. He just wants to retire. He's had enough of this shit.
We'll call him Danny
Yeah.
Glover then.
Yeah, exactly.
I would suggest that at this stage in time we leave the us to drink themselves under the table, and have a word with the Lady Taunt and then with the captain, and see if we can figure out what our next step should be.
Okay.
Everyone agree?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm sure Sam would be happy that we're trying not to kill anybody now.
Yeah. Okay. So what are you doing?
So we step away from the us quietly and let them get on with it, and taking Sunway and Tharavol's brother, we go and we indicate to Lady Taunt and the captain we need to have a word, and we step away into a quiet corner while the dwarves and the us get themselves hammered with any help they can get within arm's reach of, and we try and stay away from the grieving family as well, because let's be honest, that's just asking for trouble. And we explain what we've learned, and suggest that what we need to do is find out what's going on with these cultists, because they obviously have a presence here as well as having had a presence in the other port.
Okay.
And with the now dead lord that turned into a mind flayer, they seem to be very good at getting to places they shouldn't, and we need to try and find them before they cause more trouble.
Okay. So she knows nothing about this. So you kind of walk over, and she's sort of slightly taken back by the double of Tharval standing beside. And she asks who this is. She kind of points out to the other ranger and asks who he is.
Tharaval steps forward and says, "Honourable Lady Taunt, please, I am obliged and happy to introduce you to my twin brother, Rin. Technically, he shouldn't actually be called Rin, because that Rin is this child's name, so he actually becomes an adult. He changes his name. Hence why. And so I was Rial and become Tharaval, but yeah.
All right. Well, you can think of a name for him then. Think of his adult name.
No pressure.
Okay. She sort of kind of bows her head. She says, if you have the bravery and heart of your brother, then you must be also a great man. It is my honor to meet you. And she sort of kind of bows, and Captain Anders also sort of kind of bows. Sorry, he sort of salutes, and you carry on with your conversation. You tell them about the sort of the potential sort of what's happened. You tell them about the cultists. Captain Anders is just like, we've just got rid of those cultists after the Battle of Silkside, and you're telling us there's more in the city. He says, they appear
to be quite pervasive.
It's just like this. It's just like all of these soldiers being taken for the front, and the ones that you've taken to Camber Ford. We're having men problems. We have few men to sort of kind of keep our borders safe, it would seem, and letting all these cultists in.
The thing about cultists is they're more about operating behind the scenes, because they don't have the numbers, but they have the presence. So in that situation, small groups of people can make a big difference if we can figure out who they are or where to find them. That's what we need to do now. Is we need to leverage knowledge and the locals. People that live around here might can help us to identify them, so that we can root them out. There's no point in throwing thousands of men or hundreds of men at it, because you risk killing innocents, and we don't need that. That would destroy morale. We need to find out who they are and quietly remove them before they can do any more damage.
Okay.
Besides which, the city would draw a lot more attention than a band of random travelers would.
Yep. Okay. All right. So, the Lady Taunt says, if there's anything me or my father can do to aid you in this, you please do let us know. But these cultists must be removed quickly, or they may pervert everything we have done. I need to persuade these delegates that they need to send more men to the front. Without their help, we are surely doomed.
Might I suggest, lady, that this would be a good time while the warlord's son is feeling particularly invincible, to suggest that possibly he could prove how manly he is by leading those men, and that would encourage the warlord to send plenty of men with him, if only to keep him alive while he learns how to not commit suicide.
Yeah, she says that's a good idea. I may ask him that.
Vengeance at one end of the room, and testosterone at the other.
Right. Okay. So that's that. So you're basically going to next session. You're not going back to Camberford then, or are you going back first before you sort of kind of? Are you just going to carry on looking for these guys?
I would suggest at this point in time that if we retreat to Camberford temporarily to gather some resources, we may be able to borrow some of our colleagues from the former Thieves Guild and persuade them to do a little bit of intelligence gathering for us.
I was thinking the same, yeah.
And we can also reinforce ourselves and come back and catch them unawares. If we've left, they won't be looking out for us. And we can leave, sort ourselves out, and come back and re-infiltrate once we have some more information.
How are they going to know if their plan was successful? Surely they were going to set up a meeting to find out if it went through or something.
Well, in theory, if you kill a nobleman, people tend to find out from, servants and wenches and soldiers. Right. Yeah. And so they'll know that he's died. They'll also know that it didn't necessarily go according to plan. But if they then find out that we've left, they could become emboldened. And if we dip away...
Yeah, but bear in mind also...
go to ground, yeah.
They might try and kill somebody else while you're gone.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. So, yeah. Is there no way we can send a message back to Camberford from...
I'd say you've got the sending stone. I'd say you've got it. She would have just buggered off with it. I'd say you've got the...
It made sense for her to leave it with us.
Yeah. I'd say you've got the sending stone. So, you can do the sending stone.
If we
can leave that there if you want, because Mark didn't say you wanted to leave early and stuff. So.
I need to finish up early-ish tonight.
So,
or I will get in trouble.
Yeah, so we'll leave it. We can leave it there because it's a good sort of point. So we can do the sort of we can do the Camberford sort of kind of back and forth
offline,
and then next session we can do what you're doing to sort of kind of deal with the situation basically
with Pete. Which I'm sure he won't, because he ain't going to want to miss a scrap, is he?
No.
He'll just about forgive us missing a drinking competition.
Yeah, which he nearly died in. Because, seriously, as soon as you rolled that 6, I was just like, oh, fuck. He's going to have to drink this. And I'm just like, I don't know how I'm going to stop them from drinking this.
Finger wiggling.
Yeah, that worked. Yeah, that was very impressive. You can have an inspiration point for that, Wes.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, dear.
Yep. Okay. Cool. We can leave it there. It's a good sort of place to sort of leave it then. All right. Cool. GG.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Well,
Congratulations, everyone lived.
well thought out. Well, by the wizard, who's now dead.
Screw it. He did it to himself.
Yeah.
Started.
By the way, you haven't figured out who killed the wizard yet, so you've just fondled
No.
you fondled his dead corpse and sort of walked off and started drinking.
I assumed he killed himself, to be honest.
Yeah, well, it's sort of so that may be something you need to think about. But yeah, cool, awesome.
In future,
did-
whenever we go to a party like this, I'm just going to cast that Purify Poison spell.
That's how to make sure you're really unpopular at parties. You know that, don't you?
There'll
Party
be no
pooper.
drinking in front of me.
Cool. Right, all right, we'll leave it there then. Nice one. So for tonight, I've been Matt Geary. With me has been Michael Astaraval.
Hi, everyone.
Wes is Valshil Nostius.
Not everyone.
Dave is Thomas Moonstar.
Cheers.
And Mark is Lance. Night, everybody. Bye.